Yeah. Yeah, yo, get me water so I can sip on that shit, yeah. Been out of high school for some time, it's like my 5th year. But somehow people be treating me like we still there. Yeah, I went to private college, oh, but I ain't rich, yeah.
What's going on, everybody? This is Tim Stanrod. Welcome back to Sports and Culture. With the whole coronavirus thing, we're transitioning over to a web episode, making it happen. So ain't no corona gonna stop us how we do it. So, just big facts, grinding through it. But, of course, returning with me, you got my boy, Kadeem McLean, with the ugly Knicks background. What's good?
Listen here, what's up, sir? How you living? You know, I have to get my Knicks background off since I don't got nothing else in the room.
Struggling, bro. Struggling. It's crazy. Also with us, man, we got the returning guest, the CEO of the company, Mr. Jared Williams. What up, Jared?
How you doing? I'm repping the Cleveland Browns because the draft is coming up. So excited to be back.
Your time of the year.
On.
That's your time of the year, isn't it?
It's the only time of the year that I'm happy to be a Browns fan.
That's honestly crazy because as a Cleveland fan, that's literally all y'all have to look forward to each year.
That's right, every year.
I still got that video from when y'all drafted Baker too.
Shut up. Shut up.
Hilarious.
All right, bro. So, joining us again, man. We got Jared Williams and Kadeem McLean as usual, but joining us as well today is Eric Eaton. Mr. Eaton, how you doing, man?
I'm well, man. Just trying to survive. It's Mamba Day, so rest in peace, Kobe.
R.I.P.
Always and forever. Rest in peace to my guy.
Facts, man.
It
still don't feel real that he's gone, man.
Big facts.
Like, I remember when Steven hit us up in the group, was like, yo, check Twitter. I cannot believe this is, like, Kobe.
Big facts.
Like,
that feels so long ago in comparison to now, bro. And literally, that's only 2 months and change ago. That's crazy.
It's like the amount of stuff that has happened since that is insane. And we're not even 5 months into this year yet. This is crazy.
Bro, the year started off on tilt, bro. Literally, day one, David Stern out of there. Day one, bro. Day one of the year.
David Stern.
Day one of the year, bro.
And that's the
New Year's
ultimate
Day,
goal.
bro. New Year's Day.
That's wild. Yeah, man. Also joining us though, we want to introduce one more person. We have our very special guest joining us today, Mr. Steven Murillo. Steven, what's good, bro?
What's going on, guys? Howdy.
It's a pleasure. It's an honor for
likewise
gracing us with your presence.
Thank you, man. Thank you. This is exciting. I never did anything like this before.
Word. Hey, man, this is honestly a first for everybody, bro. So it's like, we just trying to work our way through it. But all right, so yeah, this is our group, everybody. So we wanted to give a quick overview on a couple of the things that's been happening, since this whole coronavirus thing has happened. Let's talk about the NFL draft. What y'all thinking, man? What's y'all predictions? Anybody?
Burrow's going first.
I think
before we even get into who's going first, can we just talk about the NFL, like the difference this year is going to be? Like, because I was talking to Jared earlier, and the draft this year was going to be on some next level shit. Like, it was going to be in Vegas. They was going to have niggas taking people via boat to the stage to get the hat and shit. Like, how you go from that to now potentially not even having, like, being able to be in attendance for the joint? Like, that's crazy.
And you also have to think they can't have, like, a camera crew at their house. So what are they going to do about that?
I never thought about that, Jared.
That's interesting.
I mean, just how we're doing it, I'm sure they can set up something I'm sure the draft probably has some sort of like at-home thing in place for things like this, because I'm sure nobody's going to be there. Everybody's probably going to have to be at their own house. So
no, because there's
they have some. What's up?
No, because there's normally there's a couple of high-class people that don't end up going to the draft, and they have a camera crew at their house waiting for them to get drafted. Like Myles Garrett didn't go to the
yeah. No, I know, but I'm saying for this year, because of no camera crew,
Because of the safety
I'm
precautions.
yeah, I'm guessing because a lot of churches are doing this and a lot of like DJs are doing this too. They're setting up. Matter of fact, what we're doing right now, they're setting up like Zooms or Skypes or whatever type of program they use. I'm pretty sure that the draft already has something in preparation
Oh
for this, bro.
yeah, of course.
I'm convinced.
They're literally gonna turn the draft room into a digital draft room. Like probably every team is probably gonna be just like how we're all here functioning. Every team is probably gonna be part of some type of virtual stream, and it's gonna have some type of camera relay to somebody's house, or you know how they kind of give the call in ahead of time when they're like, you see them on the phone, but the pick isn't 100% in yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like you might have a system like that where it's kind of delayed and it still allows you to have the whole all right, putting on the hat and stuff from your house type, but it's like you're on FaceTime. That's the only way I can see it, honestly.
You know what they might do? They might have green screen hats and just project the team on the hat.
That's actually fire.
Honestly, that's not a bad idea. To be honest.
Normally they'll just send a whole bunch of hats to their house. That's what they normally do. They send a whole bunch of hats to the people's house, and then whoever picks them, they just pick the hat out of the group that they have.
That's like mad hats. That's a lot of hats.
I know, but like
that's 32
they have to
hats
per person.
Per person.
I mean,
that's
what you gonna do.
That's money the NFL has to burn, though. They ain't worried about 35
that's
hats.
a tax write-off or something, right?
Big facts.
And remember, they're sponsored by New Air by the hat company, so
exactly. So they'll probably
get that crap for free.
Oh, yeah, probably. All right, so my thing is now, right, with this happening, we mentioned before that we all suspected Joe Burrow will probably go first.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see, now here's my bold prediction. I can honestly see Miami trading up to get this man.
Definitely.
The Dolphins.
Definitely.
No cap.
It's not even just because of need. His swagger too. His swagger kind of fits what a place like Miami would need. Miami doesn't just need a quarterback that's good. Miami needs a quarterback that kind of sets the tone for the franchise. Like, like you look at the Miami Dolphins and you're supposed to know who the Miami Dolphins quarterback is. And they haven't had that for a minute. So I could see them just off of his swagger and the way he carries himself alone. I could see them trading up together. He kind of fits exactly what they're looking for, to be honest. I just don't know.
And that's why I'm so disappointed in Baker Mayfield, because that was supposed to be him.
Yeah, fact.
Literally. Baker's attitude was what Cleveland needed, bro. He's just garbage.
Hey.
Do you think he's garbage, or do we still have to give him some more time?
Thank you.
How much time has
I didn't like the
coaching
coaching staff that we had this year.
How long has it been?
No, because honestly,
it's only been like 2 years.
Last year's Baker's rookie year, right? Mm-hmm. He didn't come in until halfway through the season, and he won 6 games for them last year.
And he broke the record for the most touchdowns as a rookie. So let's kill that noise.
So it's kind of like he came in on the in-between, played well on the in-between year, and then the second year was a down year. So it's, for me personally, it's more so, all right, I'm going to have to see what next year is. I'm not really ready to label him yet, honestly.
Last year did show me a lot, and I'm talking about the games I've watched. It wasn't like the O-line could be better. I'll acknowledge that. The O-line could definitely be better, because there's times he got snapped the ball, and then 2 seconds later he's on the ground. So you can't do anything with people on your face. What's up?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they got the weapons. They got Juice, OBJ.
They have some of the best weapons.
We got David.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
We got Hill. We got Tyreek Hill.
Bro, they got Kareem Hunt too, nigga.
Yeah.
That's
Bro, they have they got
Kareem
some of the best weapons in the league. It's just that, honestly, the thing that bothers me about Baker the most is sometimes I've seen him miss throws you should not miss at this level.
That's what I was gonna say.
Even if it's just a a casual possession here, sometimes you just have a bad play. It happens a little too often where it's like, my nigga, that's a throw you're supposed to be making in your sleep. And you're clearly overthrowing it every time.
That's literally the point I was going to.
That's the only issue.
He's overthrowing wide open people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Wide open. And you got
100%.
OBJ. Come on, man. And the thing is, too, I don't feel like...
But my thing is, everybody's going to go to OBJ. Everybody's going to make sure OBJ does not take over a game. So,
but you literally have somebody on the opposite side for that reason.
I know that.
Like, I don't think you could have if we're going to pair off receivers where one of them is clearly the better receiver and the second receiver is playing the second receiver role, I actually don't think you could find a second receiver of Juice Landry's caliber to put next to Odell. Like,
yeah,
if Juice is your second wide receiver, you're not going to find any other wide receivers across the league, second wide receivers that is, at least, that's better than him. That's just not. He's a number one receiver playing a number two because Odell's just that nice.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to hear the whole coverage thing because it's just like, and then he even has a tight end down the middle, opening up the middle of the field too.
Was just gonna say, David Njoku
is a monster. He was just injured this year.
He's a beast.
He broke his hand, so.
And then if you have you got a running back too, you could throw it out to in the backfield. If worse can be worse.
They have two, bro. They have two. Because Nick Chubb is a savage.
Oh no,
Nick Chubb is a savage. Yep.
He's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Myles Garrett didn't do that whole helmet thing, we would have made it to the playoffs. I don't care what nobody says.
I think that's cap.
I don't know, man. Maybe he shouldn't have done that.
I think that's cap.
All right, so let's get into it. Murillo, what's up, man? What you thinking? What's your you have an order for this draft yet, or you're not sure?
I'm not sure. It could be. It can go any way, man. Just the way things have been with the whole virus. I just kind of been out of touch. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of just interested to see as a general spectator of the game, you know.
Word. Actually, what we didn't do before not to get off the NFL topic, but real quick, Eric and Murillo, or Steven rather, sorry. What can y'all just give a brief, talk about yourselves? Like, what are you pursuing right now, Steve? Like, what's your area?
Right now, I'm just trying to get my bachelor's degree in marketing, just so I can,
nice.
Excuse me, so I could just further my career in the field. I've already had a little introduction in it, so just gonna keep following my dreams, my footsteps, and just keep spearheading the game.
Word. That's what's up. So marketing is your area. That's what you
marketing is definitely my area. I love it. Just straight up, it's my thing.
Word. That's what's up. What about you, E? What's your area?
Well, my area of expertise is more so sociology, but I recently relocated to Southern America. People know what that is. But, things just landed, how do I put it? Things just lined up, and that's why I'm here. But, we keep.
You got to jump at those opportunities, bro.
That's what I do. We keep the lights on.
That's a fact.
So Eric, so you said sociology is your area. Yeah. Sociology isn't as known as marketing. Can you explain sociology a little bit for people who are kind of beginners?
All right. So for the layman's terms, sociology is literally the study interaction of people, and then it exponentially branches off from anywhere from marketing to law to a lot of things, mathematics.
Word.
It gets very scary in stats.
Do you have a particular route that you're trying to take with that, or you just kind of in that area?
What I really, really, really want to do, given the opportunity, I really want to get into Nielsen SoundScan and ratings and stuff, see what people and stuff.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Do those
goal for ever. But
Nielsen is always hiring too. Honestly, I see Nielsen every time I try and I'm looking for stuff in media. I always see Nielsen. That's one thing.
But yeah, that's like a bigger picture type of thing, you know.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's good, fellas. I was just asking because, you know, as we get these people on our show, like, we kind of want to let people know, like, we're not just getting anybody on the show. Like, everybody that's on the show has something going for them, are pursuing something. Everybody, like, we all have degrees in some way or fashion. So that's dope. I just wanted to spread that positivity and stuff, you know. But that's what's up, bro. One other thing too, Eric, before we go back into sports and everything, I just wanted to touch on a couple things, get it out the way.
Yeah.
I know you were one of our former guests, Trayshawn Phillips, was our facts. Rest in peace, Trey.
Rest in peace to the God.
Facts, man. It still don't feel real.
I know very much he would be right here on this
shit actually feels so normal, it feels weird.
Yeah.
Like that's the weirdness I'm actually feeling. Not even the situation, just that is like, why does it feel normal? But even though I know it's not.
Yeah.
Type situation.
What you were saying, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, they're right. Like like it's been a while since we lost Trey, and I just feel like it's befitting to, you know, this is the next guest show that we've had since Trayshawn has been in our show. So I wanted to, and especially too, I wanted to extend this platform to you specifically because, you know, just to get personal for everybody real quick, when we lost our friend, Eric wasn't around us, you know, Eric lives somewhere else. So I wanted to give him the space to kind of, I mean, if you don't want to go deep, that's fine. Just kind of any thoughts you have, anything that you want to say, you're more than welcome to speak.
I mean, you know, that was my dog. You know, I'm a Lakers fan. He's a Celtics fan. You know, like, as crazy as that sounds, like, outside of sports, like, that was my dog. Like, I knew him since when we get to high school, like 2008. So like 12 years. Like, that's a long time. Like,
facts.
Pretty much like young childhood, like, or older childhood to adults, pretty much, you know. And I miss him. I love him. Like, there's not enough superlatives that I can say other than that. Like, you know.
Facts.
Big fact.
It's weird, bro. It really feels like if I want to hit this dude up real quick, I can hit him up. And that's what sucks, because when you get those moments and you realize you can't reach out to that person, like,
you know, he's a big fan. I can't even listen to Drake the same way anymore. Like, rest in peace.
Yeah, man. Facts, man. Rest in peace. But all right, bro, I just wanted to, I ain't gonna get you on your feeling, but I just wanted to definitely let you express how you felt about it, you know, because it's like, you know, it's one of our boys, so that's what's up. That's what's up. But
it's actually wild because today, actually, while we're still on this subject, I actually want to bring it up since we're in here. But me cutting my hair, I didn't even really remember. Like, me going bald, that's a big ass part of somebody's life. My hair not there no more. I ain't even realized this nigga like was one of the first people to see that shit. I forgot that whole friggin' story, bro. Like, cut my shit, went to work. This man pulled up on me at work to hang niggas, yo. That's the type of relationship niggas had, yo. It's just crazy.
He pulled up to your job just to see it?
Yo, bro, he pulled up to Old Navy just to see it, bro. That shit was.
That sounds like Trey.
That's, you know it's him, bro.
He is fool, bro.
I'll never forget that shit.
And it's like, yo, when someone's gone, man, it's like you start remembering everything, bro.
All those memories.
It's like everything comes back to you, bro. And it's like, damn, you really start to realize, like, wow, that person really wasn't present in my life.
Yeah.
You know, like, and he had an energy, bro. You know, so
yeah, definitely.
Energy is not the word. Energy is not the word.
Man, had a serious presence, man.
Yo,
rest in peace, Trey. Yeah, I'm drinking water, but y'all get the point.
Yeah, I'm drinking water.
I'm not.
You know what? I'll drink some water.
My shit a little dirty. My shit a little dirty. I'm not gonna hold you.
Not crazy.
You were saying, back to the topic, the draft, I think.
Did we want to stay on NFL or did we want to transition now because we're kind of off it?
We could do whatever, man. I'll say this. I'll say this about the draft though. Cause I wanted to talk about Tua. I'm a Redskins fan, right?
Yeah.
And we're projected to get Chase Young from Ohio State at 2. Let's keep that.
Keyword projected.
I prefer to have Chase Young because you know what you're going to get. Now, here's the thing with Tua. Tua has, out of everybody else in this draft, yes, I'm sure. But I'm going to explain why. Tua has, to me, probably the most upside out of anybody in this draft. Because if he can really pan out to be something, like his skills, his leadership, his adjustments, like his Peyton Manning like adjustments at the line, bro. Not a lot of people talk about that. Like he's adjusting.
He's a monster. He's a monster.
He literally, and you said this the other day, he reminds me of Russell Wilson when he was at Wisconsin.
Bro, he's carbon cutout of Russell Wilson, bro. Carbon cutout. Even in his mannerisms, like the clear control that he has of his team, even though might not necessarily be the vocal leader or the most like he might not be the person you point out and be like, all right, this is the leader of the group, but you still know he is. He has that, bro. He has every single bit of. He's going to be able to control the locker room, and his play is going to gain him respect from his teammates. He's going to have one of those type of careers. I 100% see that. But I want to, before we even move on, the Chase Young thing. Why are you so sure on Chase Young? I'm not saying I'm not. I know that, but we've seen a lot of monsters previously not end up being monsters anymore.
True. No, of course. I'm sure in him because I'm looking at the instincts. I'm looking at the plays that he's not getting tackles and the effort he's putting in, how he conducts himself outside of the team. As a solid pro, you can't get a better pick than that, honestly. And I'm talking about even the way he's reading plays. Like Jadeveon Clowney wasn't doing some of the things Chase Young was doing as far as reading and following up.
Clowney was something serious.
But that hit that he hit on somebody, I thought he took that man.
Against Michigan. Nigga. Against Michigan. Why he hit Cuz so hard, boy?
Yeah. He almost killed that man.
To this day.
That is the hardest hit I've ever seen.
To this day, I've never seen a nigga in the backfield that quick in my life. Because they spiked, they snapped the ball. This nigga was on. He was tackling him before the handoff was even fully completed.
Yeah.
It didn't make no sense. None.
But with Clowney though, like I just find Chase, he really reminds me of Von Miller. Honestly.
Really?
Okay. He does.
Von Miller's the best defensive player in the league. Just so you know. Everybody knows.
Von Miller, nice.
Von Miller's probably
he's nice. Better than Aaron Donald?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. You want to know why?
I'm talking about right now.
You want to know why? Because I feel like Aaron Donald's position hampers him in a way because he plays in a position that's naturally clogged. So you can naturally double and triple team him schematically. Von Miller is kind of just all over the field type. Like, nigga could be on the line this play. He could drop back in linebacker coverage. He could spy the QB. He could drop back into cornerback coverage if he needs to. He's making plays all over the field. Aaron Donald is just a fucking freak of nature. That makes no sense in my opinion. I think Von Miller affects the game more, if I'll say that.
Well, a game effectiveness obviously due to position, but it's talking about like just actual like skill. You can't just dismiss Aaron Donald like that either. But Von Miller,
he's a fucking beast.
Yeah. Von Miller though, what did it for me for Von Miller was his Super Bowl.
He
game.
went.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
I'm
that
also
team
throw
was,
out- I'm
that
also
team was
throw out
just
Khalil
nasty
Mack,
in
too.
general.
No, you have to thought Khalil Mack was who I was thinking originally before Aaron
Yeah.
Donald.
Those are the three. Those are the power three, in my opinion.
Khalil Mack is definitely up there, bro.
He's
Now,
a beast, bro.
he's a beast. He's a
Who are
beast.
the three?
You see what you see how quickly he changed that Chicago
Donald,
Bears defense, nigga?
And Von Miller.
Instantly.
Got you.
Instantly. Khalil Mack was my pick, honestly, before Aaron Donald. Then I thought about Aaron Donald. Like, oh, wait a minute, Aaron Donald. But yeah. So I like Chase though, man. I'm good. I'm sold on him. And the thing is too, it's two parts for me. It's me being sold on Chase Young, and it's me also trusting Dwayne Haskins to improve. I also
I'm
have
in that
Dwayne
same boat.
Haskins
I'm in that boat with you. I'm in that same boat. I fuck with Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
Heavy. I fuck with Dwayne.
Let me see what he does in year 2, not under Jay Gruden, and
Facts.
we'll
Let me
see
see
what
him
happens.
with a serious coach in Ron Rivera, because I like that pickup for you guys. I fucked with. That's who I wanted the Giants to hire. So y'all beat us to him.
I got a solid coach now.
Yo, I just got one question for Eric. There's one question.
Cam Newton.
He already knows. I said,
He already know where he's going.
Yo, who you gonna pick up in the draft?
Nah, I want Cam Newton. That's who I want. But
honestly,
we're not drafting a
turn
quarterback.
that up.
That's not
Turn
happening.
that up.
I
Turn
don't
that
think
up.
so.
Cam Newton on the Patriots would be different, bro.
Turn that
And
shit
people don't
up.
understand. Put him with Belichick, bro.
Turn
Belichick will
that
figure
up.
out what he can.
Turn it up.
Yes.
Oh, him or
That's-
Watson? Isn't Watson on the
No, he just got picked up.
Who?
Watson?
Wait, what are you talking about? Deshaun?
Deshaun Watson got picked up?
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
No,
I'm
Deshaun Watson is the Texans still, bro.
Yeah.
My thing is,
We can get him.
I need to see that Bill Belichick, Cam Newton work immediately. Let me tell you why. Because not even just from I want to see how those superpowers work together. I feel like pairing Cam Newton with Bill Belichick automatically puts a credibility on Cam Newton that you can't take away, that he wasn't having in Carolina. Like,
you got to take him seriously.
Yeah, yo, my man was out here that year he won the MVP. He was literally out of control. I don't think niggas really even
better numbers like last year before he got hurt.
Bro, he was in his bag. And I don't remember if y'all remember back to that season, but all that you could hear on ESPN that entire year was, oh, is there a problem with his dancing? This man is ripping up the entire NFL, and y'all talking about celebrations?
That's the same year he was giving the kids the stuff.
Yeah,
he was giving it, and he was doing the thing.
Yes, and it was killing him all year for that shit.
That year was crazy.
You pair him up with Bill Belichick, you can't even say shit about him, cuz. I promise you, guys. That's why I need to see it, because I feel like Bill Belichick can revive him, and 1, 2, and I feel like
even though he's not,
I want to see Cam in that evil empire, that fuck you mentality. I need that. I need that.
Can I mention the Patriots real quick, since we're on the Patriots, because you're talking about the Patriots. I'd love to see that too. This might be, no cap, the first time in my entire life that I don't hate the Patriots.
Wow.
I can't relate.
Let me tell you why. First of all, my view of Tom Brady has changed dramatically. Like now I'm looking at him as Kobe, and I used to hate Kobe.
Oh.
I'm a Celtics fan. First of all, this move of him going to Tampa Bay is like, wow. The respect level for him has just increased exponentially for me. Now I want to see what Belichick does without him.
I'm not even gonna hold you. Tom Brady might be my favorite football player of all time.
What?
I'm not even.
Tom Brady?
Are you crazy?
I fuck with Tom Brady, cuz.
Are you crazy?
I fuck with TB, bro. First of all, when I realized that I realized semi-recently, because I'm like, yo, there's no reason for me to hate the Patriots at all.
Why? Because you beat them twice in the Super Bowl?
That's literally
zero, bro.
That's
But not even just that,
that
though. Not even just that. Even in the regular season when we would match up with them, we wasn't losing to them niggas like that. There's no reason for me to hate them at at all. And then I started to realize, nah, this nigga TB is really on some, like, the mystique of him. Like, it's like when you start to get to the point where it's like, all right, niggas is trying to say, when the odds of the game are always, when you're always favored to win simply just because you're in the game, that's when I start to be like, all right, yeah, you that nigga. Because when the betting odds are saying, all right, there's no way we're going to actually put the odds against this person, you're a bad man. And that's him. The Patriots aren't ever the underdog. When have the Patriots ever been the underdogs? That doesn't happen.
Still not the underdog. They're still not the underdogs.
Nah, they're the underdog now, bro.
Not as much. Not as much. I mean, yeah. Listen, if they get Cam Newton that quarterback, they're not going to be the underdogs. I promise you. I promise you. It really depends. The only reason why it may be a thought that they're not the underdogs is because Brady left. If you put a solid quarterback in that system, they won't be the underdog. I mean, they're gonna not be as highly considered, but they're not gonna be the underdog. Because that's literally half of the reason why people want to see this. Because everybody always equated Brady to Belichick, and honestly, vice versa. So
and I actually don't think that's fair. I actually don't think that's fair. Okay. I've never thought that was fair because
we went 11-5 without him.
That's true, but that honestly just showed me how great a coach
in the playoffs
Belichick is. But even with a great coach, I feel like Tom Brady is the person who should be getting most of the credit in the situation, because it's like, yeah, you can draw up, you can know exactly how you're gonna call an entire game as a coach, but to execute it year after year. And we know you're not working with the best pieces you could be working with in the NFL. And to still, every single year, without a full deck, be getting it done, bro, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's just like...
I agree. It's honestly 80% the player, 20% the coach for me. And the reason why, because you got to make the plays, you got to make the throws, you got to stay out of the, avoid getting tackled. You got to... Nah, it's 80% the player, honestly. But the coach does count.
But it's the thing about it is Belichick is a heavy 20%. He's a heavy 20%.
That 20% has won him a couple Super Bowls.
He's easily the greatest. I mean, how often are you going to see the greatest player to have ever played the game? I'm not going to say that. He's my GOAT. But how often are you going to see the GOAT coach and the GOAT player at the same time? Like, you're never really...
Jordan and Phil Jackson.
Jordan and Phil Jackson. That's probably the
we were baby,
Fact.
But then can I put this out there then? The common denominator is the coach.
I mean, Phil and Shaq.
Honestly, can we just throw this out there then? Because if we're correlating those two, it's no coincidence that everybody, the two GOATs of each of these sports, had also the greatest coaches in their respective sports.
You're right about that.
Literally, that's no coincidence.
So you're basically saying that the coaching is part of it.
Say it again?
Absolutely.
You're essentially trying to say you're pointing out that both of these players are on like GOAT kind of levels, had that type of coach in their playing career.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to get to? That's a very fair point. That's a very fair point.
I'm not even just saying any player, but I'm talking about the two players who had the mystique that you're talking about. Jordan and Brady also had the coaches with that same exact mystique in the coaching room. Literally,
that's a fact. But that that right there in itself might be what takes them to that level that other people just don't reach, because they have it within them, but now they also have the exterior force as well.
I'm a great coach, yeah. I'm a great coach.
So it's like they're working 100% on their shit and they're already doing it better than everybody else. But now they have an outside factor that's also working for them. So it's like they're getting extra credit instead of just being at 100%. They're on 125% type shit.
Yeah. So then with that, but do you consider that then when comparing to like somebody like a LeBron or somebody like a Peyton Manning or Tim Duncan, who Tim Duncan had a great coach, possibly had the second greatest coach in basketball history.
That's what separates LeBron from the rest, man.
Marilla, let me hear you. What you thinking, man?
So that's what separates LeBron from the rest of them. There's no ties. There's no scapegoat kind of excuse, if you will, like how Tom Brady has or Duncan has. No one can say like, oh, well, it was
Kobe.
One thing for LeBron, there's no true. There was never any really true consistency in LeBron's career either.
I think that's kind of what makes him special, isn't it? I mean,
nah, he's very special, bro. He's easily the second best player of all time for me.
I think he's my thing is.
Did you say second best?
Yes.
Nah, for me, I think that LeBron James
instant headache.
is actually an on-court coach, and he runs his team mostly better than most of the coaches that he had coaching him.
Yo, he's a floor general, bro.
Yeah, like he
is the floor general, bro. He is the floor general.
He's an extension of the coach on the floor.
No, I think he is the coach.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
Is the coach.
Listen, my thing with LeBron and my thing in general is your biggest blessing is always your biggest curse.
That's right.
So LeBron, anywhere LeBron goes, huh?
What does that mean?
I'm gonna follow.
I'm gonna put it in this way. Your biggest blessing is always your biggest curse. When I say that, I mean it kind of means whatever you're great at or whatever the thing is that you're most known for, most connected to, is probably going to be your demise.
Okay. In LeBron's case, what is that?
And in LeBron's case, for me, it's just that LeBron is a situation in himself. So it's like whenever he travels or changes teams, he's bringing a situation to the team that's actually such a presence that it actually cannot just be put aside just for the matter of the team. Like, he's that great of a player that the baggage that comes with him, like, I don't know how to explain it.
I'm going to explain it. I'm going to take over, Dim. I'm going to take over. Cleveland is the perfect opportunity. So Cleveland, right? Literally, if you look at everything that David Griffin had said, but when he went to New Orleans, they said it was such a now, mind you, none of them can argue the success LeBron has brought that franchise. LeBron made that franchise, undoubtedly. But you can't ask one of the GMs, you can't, let me say this, you can't argue that the GMs didn't have a tough time trying to accommodate LeBron while he was there.
Well,
when your team is so successful, or your team is expected to be competing on a championship level every day, the day-to-day operation should not be that strenuous.
Oh, look at Tristan Thompson's contract.
You made a critical error. It's not the team that's expected to win. It's LeBron.
True.
Yeah.
But when LeBron, but that's exactly why I say the biggest blessing, biggest curse thing, because it's like
where's the
LeBron has established himself so much that no matter where he goes, he becomes the situation. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
you
LeBron
expect LeBron.
You expected to win.
Yeah, if you're on LeBron's team, you're expected to make it to the finals. That's just a fact.
It's
now that he's on the team, let me just point this out too. Y'all, I don't know if y'all saw recently, Jerry Stackhouse just said that about Michael Jordan. I don't know if y'all saw that about when he was on the Wizards. When Jordan was on the Wizards, he said he didn't, because when Jordan came to the Wizards, now, as old as he was, now everybody had to cater to them. They were trying to win. Obviously, they weren't winning, but literally, Jordan's presence on that team changed everything. I'm talking about expectations. Players who were promising, they're now giving them second-tier roles on the team. So going back to LeBron and Cleveland, Tristan Thompson got a contract he never should have gotten.
Never should have gotten. Kevin
J.R.
Love
Smith got a contract he never should have gotten.
Kevin Love, too.
Kevin Love.
What point are we trying to make now?
You're now putting the team in limbo for years because you see now they can't do anything with Tristan's contract till he's just done.
Yo, it's just a weird position. When LeBron goes to a team, LeBron's expectation is to win, which, I mean, LeBron's probably going to put that team in position to win anyway, as we've seen. That's what history has suggested, right? At that same time, it kind of hampers what a team can do because it almost automatically forces a team to put all their eggs in a basket because it's like, all right, LeBron's here. the time he's here, everything needs to be focused around us trying to win while he's here. And that's exactly why the Lakers, literally that Lakers haven't made the playoffs in 7 years. And that in those years, they've been using their draft capital to build up a team. They signed LeBron. Every single piece from those years is gone simply because getting Anthony Davis was something you had to do now because LeBron is there.
And we should fault LeBron for that? I don't understand what you're saying.
No, I'm not faulting him, but I'm saying that sometimes your biggest blessing is your biggest curse. The fact that he goes everywhere and we know he's going to
all the investments they made, they literally threw it out for LeBron.
There,
and it's just
how has that worked out so far? How has that worked out so far?
I'm just saying it kind of hamstrings.
It got them a chip.
Even
but after that chip, what are they now?
Because now you got to spend years in purgatory building your franchise back up.
Once you come to the Lakers or the Cavs?
Which
Cavs.
They will not do.
Cavs.
Which they will not do. I'm promising you this. They will not come out. The Cleveland Cavaliers are one of those organizations who's a threat to be moved to Seattle.
I'm upset.
I don't think so.
Honestly,
no.
LeBron,
I feel like this championship gives them that grace. LeBron low-key saved the franchise, bro. They were in financial ruin without this man. Financial ruin, bro.
There are worse teams.
No, there definitely are, but I'm saying they're on that short list of potential movies. Like, if a team was to move, they're on that short list.
But
sure.
Can we just try to remember how it was for that franchise before LeBron got there? And if you look at like it was piss poor, bro.
Mark Price is their franchise all-time player, bro. Aside from LeBron.
Hey, Mark Price is nice, bro. Don't disrespect.
But Mark Price, though, bro. But Mark Price.
They made it to the finals, did they not? They made it to the finals, right?
When did the Cleveland Cavaliers make it to the finals without LeBron James?
No.
When?
With Mark Price?
They didn't make no goddamn finals because
bro. I don't know how
they didn't make no finals.
Jared love to be saying stuff, man.
I don't
know.
Yo, I'll look this shit up. Hold on.
Because Michael Jordan was out here busting their ass in the playoffs every fucking year.
Sounds like revisionist history to me.
Every year, Michael Jordan was out here busting Craig Elo ass.
Craig Elo.
One of the most famous shots of all time is on Craig Elo.
That's wild. Yo, let me switch gears real quick, bro. Cause what's our time on this too, by the way?
I'm not sure, but I know. I think we have an extra 40 minutes or some shit.
Yeah.
We have like a free amount of time or some shit.
Cool. I said unlimited earlier, some shit.
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask was, as far as, because we have the people we have on this show right now are all comically versed. So.
Well, I'm the least, but I know a little something.
Oh, you can hold a conversation.
Yeah.
Predictions? Anybody?
On
what?
Well, that's a good question. On what? How about this? Let's start with Disney Plus and Marvel. Like, because I don't know if you guys saw. Well, obviously you saw that they postponed all the release dates for, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Black Widow,
When
Eternals.
was Falcon and Winter Soldier coming? When was that?
It was a show.
I believe August.
It was August.
Oh, it was a show. Okay.
Yeah. So now you have
also WandaVision as well.
WandaVision. You got Hawkeye. You got What If. But anyways, the first thing that was coming was Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah. What do you like? Where do you see like people starting to film this at? Because if this continues till August, we may not start production for these shows till the end of this year, maybe early next year.
2021, yeah.
So like, what you thinking, E?
All right. How to put it? To me, the blessing throughout this whole pandemic, people have time to get their shit together. It's not rushed. Yes, like we as the fans want it, but some of us are hypercritical, myself, of things. But maybe this time they have more time to just get the writing right, you know.
It's 8:00.
But outside of that,
I mean, that's all you could really. That's the only positive, honestly, you can spin from it.
I don't know what to expect from these shows. Like, I'm trying to go into them blind, so I'm like off Reddit. You know, you hit me up. You know, when you like, you know, if you have info or whatever. But like, I just try to go in blind. Obviously, I'm watching. But I don't know. Like, there's no after Endgame. Yeah, after Endgame, it's like, there's no more. It's more speculation again, and that's what I like. It's fun. It's like really fun again because I don't know.
We're starting all over again, bro. Literally. And honestly, can we talk about Endgame real quick since you're here? I just had a thought. Endgame, I don't think people really understand like how good that movie is. Even if you don't think it's the best movie, to successfully tie in 22 films, bro. Like, and let's keep that into perspective. The James Bond franchise, I believe, has about that same.
Yeah,
like as far as individual movies. Yo, and you can if you go on Rotten Tomatoes right now, Endgame is at 90%. That's insane.
Still?
Wow.
Yes.
Still?
That is insane, bro. And to successfully follow up, you gotta credit the Russo brothers, bro, because they're different. They're the same directors.
They changed the landscape of the MCU for real.
They did Winter Soldier.
Different.
They did Civil War.
Different.
They did Infinity War, and then they did Endgame.
Wow.
The four best films in the entire MCU.
Can I be completely honest here while we're still on Endgame before we move on?
Yeah.
Can I be completely honest? It's not that I disliked it. I loved the movie, but it's more so about series kind of closing out in general, or just like TV shows and movies. I feel like the last part of any movie, or I feel like it's always gonna be underwhelming, because I don't feel like it was bad. But I just feel like it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. But I feel like that's based off of selfish overthought, like thinking too hard about what's going on. You feel me? Because naturally you're like, all right, they've been building. You're automatically going in thinking you're about to see the craziest shit you've ever seen. But really, all they really did was wrap up the movie, wrap up everything that they've been doing, and that's all they really needed to do. So for me, it was, I just needed to kind of like temper my expectations. But the movie was great. They did what they needed to do. It fulfilled what the movie's purpose was.
Facts. I'll say this: when I first left the theater that night, I actually was disappointed, and the reason why, I was disappointed because I was expecting to see an X-Men reference. I was expecting to see something going to like the future. I'm serious.
That guy is crazy. Everyone, get a look at this guy. Good. Look at his name.
Nah, yo, I was expecting to see some type of, if nothing else, Marillo, something that was gonna like prepare us for what was coming. And we literally got nothing except a closeout of a chapter. Which now, but here's the thing: I watched this movie now mad times since.
How many times?
And I understand why.
Tell us how many.
Huh?
How many times have you seen it?
Well, I own it, so I've probably seen it about like 5 times.
How many times?
Not to respect.
5.
Oh,
5.
That's not too wild.
Yeah, because it is a long movie, so it's like, 3 hours. But honestly, now it's like that disappointment has gone into like, damn, like that's, and the thing is too, I watched the original Iron Man again like the other day, and I saw the original Captain America, and Endgame successfully, and also too, if you look at Age of Ultron, and to be honest, Age of Ultron might have the biggest tie-in out of any other movie to Endgame than we think.
Is Age of Ultron when they pull out the gauntlet?
Nah, that was in Fine.
Iron Man?
Well, he actually does at the end of that film. Thanos goes and says, "Fine, I'll do it myself," and he grabs the gauntlet. But that's more so just setting up like what the Infinity Stones were, like Thor's vision and all that stuff. Tony, that set up Tony's death. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you really watch it again, it was too well done. It was a well done movie.
The series was so fire. I don't even want to call it a series, but that's kind of how like I've boxed it for myself, because it's like when I think I started going to see the movies in 2012, and then I went back to 2008 and started it since then. It actually literally is perfectly wrapped. Like, they didn't miss anything from any movie that they needed. Like, every movie had some type of, even if the movie was cheats, like everything that they had built up until that point. Yeah, there's a couple of cheat movies, but
a lot of them.
Everything up until this point felt like it mattered, even if it wasn't as significant as it was. Like, you feel me?
They made Thor: The Dark World matter, bro. They literally made Thor: The Dark World matter.
To them, it didn't matter to me.
But if you think about
Thor
it,
Ragnarok, I fuck with that heavy. While we're here, I fuck with Thor Ragnarok heavy.
Butchered my dog. Nobody says. But we're not gonna talk about that. To just piggyback off what Dean said with like the unexpected, what's the word? Whatever. Your unexpected expectations. Or unrealistic, pardon me. As well as what you mentioned, the like I've been thinking ever since like Endgame, or even prior to that, like it can be so simple as, the events of Endgame cause the X gene to trigger. Like, it could be that simple.
Yo, look how Scott.
It can literally be that simple.
Scott Lang was brought back from the quantum realm by a rat.
Yeah. Then
everybody was like,
so
"Yo,
simple.
Captain Marvel about to go in the quantum realm. Fantastic Four about to rescue him." Yo, it was a rat.
Isn't that kind of lame? I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, but with this whole rat, like I was saying, a rat, like even though it's a small and it's like an underwhelming solution to him returning, that human element,
It's lazy.
It is lazy. It is lazy, but I felt like personally, it is lazy a little bit, but it services the story where it doesn't add, because that's not really one of the main points of the story. The main point was that he just got back. It is lazy.
Sometimes
you are a rat, though. Come on.
Though. Sometimes lazy works though.
It worked here.
In the context of something like this, because it's like,
it's a believable solution.
It's a believable solution. And I feel like Marvel definitely 100%.
You are shitting me.
No. I feel like Marvel 100%. I feel like one of Marvel's biggest issues, even though it's not that huge an issue, is them trying to cater to the human element a little bit too much. Because at the end of the day, they got to remember, this is a superhero comic-based product that you're releasing. So Marvel tries to touch on that human element a little too much sometimes.
I don't understand. Like, what do you mean? Can you answer that more?
I feel like to sell the movies, sometimes you'll have people, all right, in wrestling, finally, like, it became a general understanding that wrestling is not real, right? It kind of took the luster out for some people, so it forced them to have to now write storylines or do certain things with storylines that were more believable to the regular
casual goers.
And I feel like Marvel tries to cater to the people who aren't comic book heads sometimes, and it's just like, at the end of the day, that's what you're doing though. Like, this is a comic-based thing, so it should, you should cater to the general public, but not at the detriment of your main core base.
if you think about it, bro, the rat was a perfect thing to use. And the reason why I'm saying that, because the more I think about it, the more it's like, first of all, if you're talking about comic book realm, the guy is returning from the quantum realm, where it's a time dimension that time does not exist in. I mean, that's pretty comic booky right there in itself. Ant-Man in a comic book, in a dimension that is time doesn't exist in. So that's pretty comic booky right there.
Hey, you know what's not pretty comic booky?
What?
A rat.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I know, but it's also in the real world, bro. I mean, okay, for instance, you see the whole Civil War movie, right? That whole movie wasn't the actual comic book line, but they grounded it a lot well.
Like
I mean, really well.
8 people was in it.
Yeah, to service the story. That's a grounded version of Civil War.
If you would have told me from the span from 2008 to now, or 2008 to Endgame, that Ant-Man of all the characters was gonna have that significant a role as he did, I would have told you to kill yourself.
Yeah.
I would have told you because honestly, because first of all, Ant-Man got introduced fairly late in terms of the years. When did we get Ant-Man? What, 3 years ago?
Like 2013.
We got him. I think we got him the same year we got Guardians of the Galaxy, if I'm not mistaken.
Or like 2012
or around that time.
But that's why Marvel's so fire, bro. Because I don't watch. I'm not as in tune with the comics as you guys are, so I'm not really sure who's more important than who, and who's more so just a fallback. But I feel like for me being somebody who kind of
2015.
Okay.
There we go.
I kind of know the general, like, you have your Batmans, your Supermans, your Spider-Mans, your Wonder Womans. Like, the general big-name heroes. I had no clue who the fuck Guardians of the Galaxy was before they got introduced in this series.
No one did, dude.
And Marvel made them feel like they were important as hell to the series.
But they are important.
I had no clue who the fuck they were.
But they are important.
Honestly, though, Jay.
They are, though.
You could have... No, the only reason why they used that Guardians of the Galaxy for nothing else was Gamora's tie into Thanos.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why they used that whole team in general. It's literally because of Gamora and her father being Thanos. It's a great narrative piece.
Yo, they did this so well. You see how tiny the aspect of Gamora being Thanos' daughter. That little one piece. They made 2 whole movies just to be able to get that tiny piece off in the final movie, bro. These niggas is different, bro. They put together 2 whole movies just so you can have one person in that movie be connected to the final movie.
Bro, they do it well.
Take time. They know what they're doing, bro. They know what they're doing.
So, yeah, honestly, that's what I was. You gotta respect what Marvel does, man. Even with Thunderbolt Ross being introduced in Civil War, they had plans for Thunderbolt Ross, right, going forward.
I don't know who that is.
That's the general who made them sign the Accords in Civil War,
Ross,
which ultimately split Captain America.
Yeah,
he's good. He's actually the Red Hulk.
Yeah, that's Betty.
Yes,
Ross.
he is. Yes, he is the Red Hulk.
Red Hulk. We're gonna have to have a discussion after we go off air.
Yeah. So, but fellas, I'm gonna actually start wrapping things up because I'm about to go to work and stuff soon.
Word.
But I wanted to first of all thank Eric and Murillo, or Steven. Sorry, we call him Murillo, but his name is Steven. Everybody, we want to thank Steven and Eric for joining us today, adding your input. I appreciate it, fellas. Thank you.
Thank you, man. This is awesome. I want to do this again.
Facts, man.
Facts. We'll do it again.
Do you guys have any lasting comments to leave with anybody? Because we like to give you the floor before you.
Yeah, I got something. If you like comic book movies, buy some comics.
Facts.
That's it.
Or can I add to that? It's a good way for people to start reading. Because honestly, reading is good for people to do. Like, you get your mind stimulated. So why not read something you actually enjoy?
And it's light. It's a light read. So it's not like reading. Well, I mean, you're always reading to learn in a sense, but it's not like you're reading a textbook. It's like you're reading for enjoyment. So I can see myself eventually getting into it. It's just it would have to be a series I'm completely dedicated to. Like that's why I'm saying, send me any type of X-Men type shit you have, because that's my shit. When they get introduced into this, I'm gonna fall out in the theater. I promise you, I'm gonna pass out. I
might cry, bro.
Staff on hand, because if Wolverine is to pop up in any Marvel movie right now, I promise you, I'm on my back in the theater. I promise you 100%.
Yeah,
I promise you 100%.
I'm just waiting for Fantastic Four. That's the only thing I'm waiting for. When Fantastic Four make it into the Marvel universe, I'm be hyped.
Yo, I'm not that crazy about the Fantastic Four, but are they like a bigger piece than I'm giving them credit for?
Yeah, because that brings in Doom. That brings in a whole bunch of other people.
They are a staple. Honestly,
they're the original family of
the first family. The three main groups in Marvel, Dean, are the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, baby.
Those are the three
that
groups.
Makes sense. So how in the fuck have they managed to mismanage the Fantastic Four that many times?
Because Marvel wasn't handling it. Other people were handling it.
Marvel wasn't handling it. It's the same reason DC have an issue with Warner Brothers. Marvel has their own studios, so they are in charge of every property that comes out without any side agendas.
Because good God,
Warner,
Well, outside of Disney, but.
Well, yeah, but Disney has Marvel's best interests at heart, honestly. So
I don't even want to start on DC.
Well, we don't have to rant about that.
Facts. Eric, your turn, bro. You have any comments you want to leave?
Last comments. I think this draft is gonna shake things up. I don't think what's projected. I hope there's pure chaos, because we need a little chaos sometimes. I hope, some big trades. I think Miami's going to trade up for the 1.
Okay.
If they don't have it already. And I think the Patriots going to draft a quarterback as well.
Interesting.
But I hope
they should.
But I hope they throw the Brinks truck. Or, I hope we get Cam Newton, though, because he's one of my favorite players. And I love to see him in a Patriots jersey, so I could go buy it, because I bought Tom Brady's, even though he's on the Bucs now. But
super copped. That's copped.
It's not coming till September. I didn't know that.
Damn.
I think I'm gonna get the white one and not even wear it, bro.
Sold out, cuz.
The white one's still sold out?
Well, like for right now.
Honestly, whenever it comes back whenever it restocks, I think I'm gonna buy that for my first piece to be like put on the wall. I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna get a frame. And that's gonna be my first piece to go on my wall.
All right.
But yeah, that's my last thing.
Okay. So I mean that I think. No problem, bro. It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Jared, anything for you, bro? You look like you have it's just neck.
Yeah.
Sorry. Nah, it's just I'm ready like always. I'm gonna still have my little draft party by myself this year. I'm excited.
Find a shirt, Jared.
Chill out.
Thanks.
Actually, Jared, before we even close off, I mean, we did talk about the draft. This is your time. What exactly are you expecting your Browns to do?
We're probably gonna go. We need an offensive lineman. Because of Joe Thomas retiring, we need
an entire offensive line. You need a school bus of them motherfuckers.
Thanks. I know.
What pick do y'all have, Jared?
The 10th.
How y'all have all that talent? You're still picking in the top 10.
Shut up.
What is going on?
Shut up.
They're a sleeper office for the Patriots.
Yeah.
My nigga, y'all should trade up and take Joe Burrow. No cap.
Why?
Wow.
Why would we do that?
That would be crazy.
Why? Because sometimes crazy is what works for certain franchises. Listen, the Browns have sucked for a long time.
We don't suck. We would just
we didn't
have a good coach.
You stink.
First of all, who decided to put that coach in position? That comes from somebody within the organization who made another bad decision.
That's
Your
right.
organization is in shambles.
Thank you. All right, thank you. I'm gonna go to sleep very much.
Just wanted to remind you, bro.
No. Yo, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to Sports and Culture, episode 6. Please bear with us as we, work through all this Corona stuff, man, and we're trying to still provide content for everybody. So look out for our other show, Mike on Fire. We have that on Spotify and Apple. So check us out. And
Likely
also
have an episode coming this week.
Facts. Also follow us on IG. Our page is lightup_productions. And you'll see all our content there. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in. And this is Sports and Culture. We out.
All right, guys.
Out.
See you on the field.